With the lived realities many people are rejecting and are in denial of in our country, like the poverty in our country, South Africa, like the levels of poor people, unemployment. People are unemployed. People are suffering because they don't have money for ends meet. They don't even have money to buy electricity, let alone buy food to feed themselves, their families, their children, and people around them. That's how bad things are in our country. And many people are in denial of that. The way things are so bad in our country, our people in South Africa have been spending more than 1 trillion in gambling. That's how bad things are. In order for people to try and get money, or they think they're gonna get some money, they have to go and gamble. That's how bad things are in South Africa. But if you don't believe me, you can listen to how they narrate this and the people who know better. Listen to this.
More and more South Africans are turning to gambling to make ends meet. Well, that's according to a survey by financial services Olimera. The survey shows that South Africans have spent a whopping 1.1 trillion rand gambling in 2024, a 40% increase from last year. Managing Director at Olimera, Gary Walker, says this is a desperate attempt to keep up with the rising cost of living.
We found that people are not really gambling for pleasure, but rather as a source of income. So it's not a source of entertainment anymore. And people are just trying to gamble to try and cope with the cost of living, the rising cost of living. At the initial course, 70% of the people admitted to gambling primarily to supplement their income. 60% of those identified themselves as unemployed. Essentially living on the 350 Rand grant and using the grant money to actually go out and gamble and to make money. A lot of them are actually telling their families that they are working whilst actually sitting trying to make a little bit of money through gambling. So it's a desperate attempt to try and secure an additional income. And most of them are doing it just to cover their basic monthly costs and expenses, school fees, food, etc., and rent.
As to if you want to believe this news or not, that is up to you. That is up to you. But I would believe them, and I would also advise you to do extra research in order for you to believe them like I do. If you don't believe them, you must start watching how South African YouTubers are moving currently. It seems like they are all promoting these gambling things, whether it's some forex trading gambling thing or it's some Betway gambling thing. All of them, even the biggest podcast in South Africa, the podcast of McG, it promotes things of gambling. So I wouldn't disagree with this study that many people rely or been spending more than 1 trillion in the gambling platforms. Of course, they're not talking about just one gambling platform. They're talking about everything, including forex, including sport betting, including all those things. And these things are promoted by YouTubers, people who have the influence to promote something better, but they rather promote gambling, people wasting their money gambling. Majority of these platforms, people are gambling. They hardly even win any money, whether to build a house or to do something constructive with it. That's how much gambling I don't believe in. Gambling is addictive, by the way. It's like drugs. Once you start gambling, you start enjoying it, maybe you win a bet one time, you're gonna think you're gonna constantly win, but you are not. It was just a one-time thing, maybe where you were like, or and they were frowning upon you because it was not even a luck. Let's be honest. You winning once, and after winning once, you continuously lose. There was never luck you winning. It was just to hook you in, like a drug. You smoke this thing, it's nice, and then you're hooked. Then you're thinking you're enjoying it, and it's destroying you. The gambling is taking away from your money. It's taking away from you investing that money in other things, real things that can bring back that money. But you rather gamble it and want the easy way out. Gambling is wanting the easy way out. But it's understandable in the context of our country. I'm not condoning gambling. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would never promote any gambling thing in my channel. I don't care about the money they're gonna pay me or offer me. I'll never sit here and try and fool people to gamble and waste their money on a trading platform, knowing very well they will never get anything from it. So I will never sit here and mislead people and lie to people like many of these YouTubers are doing. And they think we don't see they're lying to people, but it's fine. Maybe they have sold their souls to those companies, those corporations. I will never do that. Yes, I'm a young man. Yes, I don't have much money, but I have what it takes for me to deny. I have principles. I have honor. So I can't come here and mislead people and force people to join things. Like, hey, join this gambling platform, invest your money, you're going to win. Why would I do that? Knowing very well these people are not going to win anything. So I will never do that. First and foremost, any executive owner of any trading platform, if you're thinking about approaching me, just cancel all your contracts. I will never agree to that. So it is what it is. Gambling is not good, but in the context of our country, it's understandable, you know. People gamble because they think they're going to win money. There's no jobs in our country. There's high unemployment rate. So gambling is just a byproduct of all those other things. It's a negative factor that is forcing people are forced to do that, and it's a negative factor for people to do that, but it's caused by the unemployment, by the cost of living. Things are very expensive, so people don't have jobs. People don't have anywhere else to get the money, so they rather go and gamble. So in a way, in the context of a country, you can easily explain the reasons as to why people are even spending more than R1 trillion into gambling. You know, it's easily justifiable in our country. You can easily justify it. But is it moral to gamble? I don't know. In the context of the religion I usually subscribe to, in the context of the religion I throw most of my knowledge. It's condoned for a person to gamble. We don't gamble in the religion. And usually I believe in something. I believe in the religion I stand for. And based on my beliefs, gambling is not a good thing. But maybe some people just don't believe in anything. Or maybe like it's whatever. They want a quick fix, so they rather go and gamble. But it is what it is. I wanted you guys to know that our people in South Africa are spending so much money gambling. If you didn't know, now you know. And I don't know what you're going to decide to do with this information. I just wanted to let you know. I'm not here to try and convince you otherwise and make you try and stop gambling. Nah, I'm not here for that. If you want to continue gambling, you can continue gambling, wasting your money away and all of those things. Because there's no one who has been gambling and always celebrated that, yeah, I'm a gambler and I always win. They always say they always lose money. So why would you want to celebrate being a gambler? Hey, I'm a gambler, I always gamble. Like, do you win? You don't win. You hardly win. You win once and then you lose 50 times. So what type of a gambler are you? You're just a loser of money. You lose money. So call yourself that than a gambler. But it is what it is. Thank you very much.